It is the season of Fafo. Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh my God. Guys, did you hear the latest breaking news? Or you're just hearing it from my channel? How does it literally feel that the people you've been supporting all these years are now coming to bite you? Oh my God. I think a lot of these magas should already know who the orange man is by now. That the moment you try to step on his toes, the moment you are not longer loyal, the moment you are no longer submissive, the moment you are no longer respectful, the moment just that 2 seconds you just said something abstract about him, he literally did not care who you are. He is gonna rubbish you. He is going to use his hand and bring you out for a lot of people to devour. And honestly, I can't help but devour this. Because we black people told you. Yeah. We made you see reasons why that particular route you were taking was never good for you. But your stubbornness never allowed you. So at this point, don't think I am here to support you. I can never read my lips support you because you have been against my community, my honorable black community that has literally been saying good things. You have been against them. So since you're against them, even if they throw you out now through the window, through the door, I will never support you. Anyways, guys, this is the best gist that I want you guys to watch. Credit belongs to original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. My name is Sonia. Subscribe, like, comment, and share, and I'll be back with commentaries. Let's get right into it and watch.
Good morning. Some news this morning. Some news, guys. So President Taco Dumpy Pants went on his Truth Social and went on a rant with regards to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Oh my gosh. It seems that the Trumpies are turning against Taco Man. Yes, they're turning against Trump. And because she was just asking for transparency with regards to the Epstein files, Taco Man is very disappointed and went on his Truth Social, as always, just ranting about how she is. The problem is that most of these MAGA Trumpies, people on the right, are actually siding with Marjorie Taylor Greene instead of President Taco. Just going to show you that I guess people, some of these far right, are beginning to wake up and realize that there is something that is being hidden that is very sinister. Because if not, Taco Man wouldn't be calling all these secret meetings and wouldn't be so upset with regards to the Epstein files. Because there's a saying in Spanish, I'm not sure how you say it in English. So for everyone that's Spanish, you should know. El que nada debe, nada teme. So yeah, there's that, guys. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Share the video so everyone knows. Do you agree with Marjorie Taylor Greene or with President Dementia?
Well, let's get it. Grab your popcorn, sit back, and just watch the show. Don't weigh in on anybody's side. Donald Trump posted on his Truth Social earlier today. By earlier today, I mean a couple of hours ago. Now, you can pause and read this all for yourself, but I just want to hit a couple of highlights, like the opening highlight. I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. You can't make this up, and don't you all dare weigh in on whose side you all are taking openly. No, get your popcorn and just enjoy the fireworks. Now, I want you to skip down here to where he says, all I see wacky Marjorie do is complain. Woo, you can't make this up. And you remember a couple of days ago, I posted a video where Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez was telling us why the rift between Marjorie Taylor Greene and Donald Trump had formed. Well, it seemed like the tea she dropped was also hot, piping, and true. He goes on to say, it seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. And he also goes on to say that she's upset because he doesn't return her calls. Whew. This would have been priceless for today if it was just a standalone, right? But of course, it's not. Because the once staunch maggot Marjorie Taylor Greene, who wore her Make America Great hat again into the State of the Union address that President Biden presided over during his presidency, has struck back. Marjorie Taylor Greene responded on her X account with the following. President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send him these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. And she continues, and of course he is coming after me hard to make an example to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. You would think after as many divorces and alimony and private payments to corn stars that Donald Trump has, he would know that hell has no fury like a woman scorned. Or so the saying goes. Because Marjorie Taylor Greene goes on to say, it is astonishing, really, how hard he is fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out, that he actually goes to this level. And like I said, you can go back and pause the rest, but I wanted to get to this part where she says, I have supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him even when almost all other Republicans turned their backs and denounced him. Oh, she's not through because she says, but I don't worship or serve Donald Trump. I worship God. Jesus is my Savior, and I serve my district, Georgia 14, and the American people. I remain the same today as I've always been, and I will continue to pray this administration will be successful because the American people desperately deserve what they voted for. And she closes out by saying, she is America first and America only. Woo. Like I say, grab your popcorn and just watch the fireworks, because left up to their own devices, Democrats will fuck this up. Don't be part of the fuck up. Be a part of the popcorn gathering, watching the fireworks from a distance. Because as I've always said, it's not only fuck Donald Trump, it's fuck Marjorie Taylor Greene also. And your pseudo purple revolution, fuck that too. But we will watch you all cannibalize each other. Right? Right? Say it with me. We will watch them cannibalize each other. We will not come to either one of them's aid. Whew. Y'all make this hard.
Breaking news, Marjorie Taylor Greene, a former MAGA and a former Trump ally, is now saying that she is feeling threats on her life, so many threats on her life, and is being fueled by Donald Trump as she recently turned on the MAGA and him and his whole entire administration, demanding the release of the Epstein files. And now she is saying she now knows how the Epstein survivors feels, as they received numerous threats on their lives for speaking out against powerful people. Now she is speaking out against Trump, and she is saying it is being fueled by the president to end her life, basically. and she's receiving numerous threats. She even received credible reports from private security teams calling her, letting her know that there are increasing amounts of threats to her life. So, regardless of your politics or what you view, no one's life should ever be at risk because they stand up for what they.
God, shit is getting crazy. Talk about a Friday news dump. Trump has unendorsed Marjorie Taylor Greene, and she is like spilling all the tea. Okay, this is a little long, but bear with me. I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman, in quotes, which she is a congresswoman, Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past few weeks, despite my blah, 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 a bunch of bullshit. Anyway, fast forward, all I see is, quote, wacky Marjorie complain, complain, complain. And it seemed to all begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance, unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. And I talked about this in one of my other videos, that AOC had gone on a live and said the real behind the scenes info was that Marjorie Taylor Greene, the reason she was like making this 180-degree flip and sounding like a rational, insane person wasn't the fact that she'd seen the light. It was because she was pissed that Trump told her that she could not run for senator or governor of Georgia because John Ossoff is up for re-election and Brian Kemp is termed out. So both of those are options, and apparently she was gunning for one of those and he told her no. She has told many people that she is upset that I did not return her phone calls anymore. I can't take a ranting lunatic's calls every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia. If the right person came along, they would have my complete and undying support. In response, MTG put out the following. She said, President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send him these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge. The Epstein files. And of course, he's coming after me and had to make an example out of me to scare the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. It's astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the Epstein files from coming out and that he actually goes to this level. And she came with receipts. She dropped her text to him. This is what she texted him. And then he came out with that statement. And look, she's trying to blame Democrats and he like went full scorched earth. So she wasn't even like implicating him, but he saw Epstein files and he was like, you're dead to me. God, I absolutely love when they eat their own. I'm just, where's my popcorn?
Can appreciate Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene just standing on her square. I know a lot of people have seen the way she's been acting lately and think she's changing or switching up the script because it's going to help her get reelected, I think, next year, if I'm not mistaken. But the more she goes on and the more she responds to these I'm not even going to say allegations, but basically her being treated a certain way from President Donald Trump and, dare I even say, some of the Republican Party. She came across most people's radar from her interaction with Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. That's what most people know Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene for. Then from that, she was a big supporter of Donald Trump. And in return, President Donald Trump was a big supporter of hers. But within the past year, Congresswoman Greene has been very vocal about AIPAC. Why does America support Israel so much? The release of the Epstein files, and often disagree with President Trump on some, policies and et cetera. And since she's had this change of heart about certain things, and I'm not even going to change of heart because I don't even know if she was an advocate of AIPAC, Israel, but we do know how she felt about Trump. But now that Trump has taken back his endorsement of her, his support of her, she like, all right then, buddy, the hell with you. Like, she's not where most politicians who have had Trump support would try to curtail to President Trump. She's like, that's a bet. That's a bet. Watch this. If anything, you've now boosted her up to not even go further than what she's going to before. Now she really don't care. And I think it's playing in her favor. Like, I think the Georgians, her constituents, like this version of her. And people who didn't like her before, like me, I found her to be extremely annoying, are coming to like, hey, we still got some work to do as far as, some policy, but personally, you all right. And I think she knows this too. That's why she doesn't mind. She's starting to see the light of like, wait a minute. There's actually a benefit to not being a Trump puppet. And for that, I'm proud of her. Hey, she's a Georgia congresswoman. I can't vote for her directly, but she is somebody who represents my state on a national scale. So anytime she does something that's in my best interest, I can't help but be sad.
Does Marjorie Taylor Greene really and truly think that there's anybody in the world that has any sympathy for that bitch? Does she really think by putting out on Twitter the world's most powerful man is sending people after me as if we care? This is the same fucking bitch that put Hunter Biden's dick on national television. Okay? She's the same bitch that tried to degrade Jasmine Crockett. She's the same bitch that ran after David Hogg and said that the Parkland shooting of those 17 children was a hoax. She's the same bitch that stood in front of the Capitol prior to January 6th calling for insurrection and calling for fighting. She's the same bitch that went to the prisons about the January 6th criminals. You're getting a taste of your own fucking medicine, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because when you have no morals, which you don't have, and never had because you're fucking white trailer trash, you get the Jim Jones treatment. And you know what the Jim Jones treatment is, if you don't know? When Jim Jones made all those people commit suicide in the jungle, he had his henchmen shooting people who were trying to escape. Yes, that's how cults work, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Edition of FAFO, brought to you by Marjorie Taylor Greene. So as some of you know, Marjorie Taylor Greene is on the front lines when it comes to getting the Epstein files released. And it's starting to look like the leopards have came to eat her face. Because on her X account, she writes, "I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety as a hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world. The man I supported and helped get elected. Aggressive rhetoric attacking me has historically led to unaliving threats and multiple convictions of men who are radicalized by the same type of rhetoric being directed at me right now. This time by the President of the United States. As a woman, I take threats from men seriously." Now, I know she's up for re-election in 2026, but lately she's surprisingly been making a lot of sense. Now, some people are saying that she's only doing this in order to try to save herself, but also I think some people are saying that they see that this current administration is a sinking ship, and the rats are jumping ship. Now, full disclosure for me, I don't endorse any type of political violence or anything like that. But if Marjorie is in full support of the victims, and if Donald is freaking out about this, then it goes to say the enemy of my enemy may be our friend in this situation. We'll see how this fully develops in the upcoming days. But let me know what you think about Marjorie.
Oh, just like Bill Clinton when he's with Donald Trump, Christmas is coming early this year. On today's episode of our favorite MAGA soap opera, As the World Burns, Marjorie Taylor Greene has turned heel. She went on and posted last night, "President Trump has just attacked me and lied about me." I haven't called him at all, but I did send these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge, the Epstein files. I can't do that the whole time. You can pause to read the rest. She then proceeded to post the actual text message she sent to Donald Trump. Oh, but it doesn't end there. Laura Loomer enters the ring. As some of you may or may not know, she has literal beef with Marjorie Taylor Greene after calling her kitty cat the Arby's in your pants. Ugh. She goes on to post, "President Trump has adopted my 4-year-old nickname for MTG, Marjorie Taylor Greene. I'd be lying if I said I'm not loving this." She goes on, "President Trump just nicknamed MTG Marjorie Taylor Brown. He says green grass turns brown when it begins to rot. Trump says she betrayed the entire Republican Party. And in a stunning twist of events, just an hour ago, Marjorie Taylor Greene posts, "I am now being contacted by private security firms with warnings for my safety as a hotbed of threats against me are being fueled and egged on by the most powerful man in the world. The man I supported and helped get elected. Aggressive rhetoric attacking me has historically led to death threats and multiple convictions of men who were radicalized by the same type of rhetoric being directed at me right now. This time by the President of the United States." The pick-me's never get picked. How many times do we have to tell you that? But I'm not here to kick a bitch while she's down. I'm gonna give you credit where credit is due. Because even though this is for your own selfish reasons, you're putting it all out there. Unlike Lauren Boebert, it was reported that Donald Trump put pressure on Lauren Boebert not to vote for the Epstein files to be released. And it's being reported that she came out and told him no. But her posts on X are extremely cryptic.
Like Congresswoman Lauren Boebert did a brave thing today.
Now, she didn't confirm or deny if she did that brave thing today. Instead, she used a side-eye emoji. Now, Lauren, if I could give you any advice, it would be to handle this situation much like you did with your date watching Beetlejuice. Grab the bull by the horn and tackle it head on. You skank. Anyways, bye.
Green versus Donald Trump, things are going a little bit crazy with the Republicans currently. Come on, sip a little tea with Auntie. Let's talk about it. Y'all know Trump once supported Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is a Republican just like Donald Trump. But, and I quote, he said on Truth Social, her last name shouldn't be Green. In fact, it should be brown because that's the color that grass turns when it ripens. The President of the United States stated her last name shouldn't be green. It should be brown because that's the color that grass turns when it rottens. Marjorie has recently had her daughter post to Truth Social saying that praying for her mama's safety because they currently feel like she is unsafe because threats have been placed on her life at this current time. All behind the Epstein files. My thing is, y'all, what exactly is in the Epstein files to make all of this stuff start to shift like this? Everybody want to point the finger and say, nobody wanted Donald Trump. Nobody wanted the Epstein files released until Donald Trump got up in there. Y'all, don't miss the fact. Don't let the fact of the main thing go over your head. It's got survivors out here who feared to even come forth because of Donald Trump and Epstein being very powerful men. Not to mention a lot of the other people that we're not speaking on. The importance of the Epstein files coming out is not to just, put Trump out there. It's to get all of these people, all of these celebrities that are listed in the Epstein file and hold them accountable for what they did to all of these survivors, y'all. It's sad. These girls, and I'm saying girls because they were not women. They were not old enough to make the decision that they had to make behind being offered money and everything else. And then when they get there, they being cornered into a room and things happening to them they didn't want to happen to them. Y'all, this is a very sad situation and it keeps on getting serious and serious. More things are coming out and more is happening, y'all. Stay tuned. It's a whole lot of tea to sip here soon. Thank y'all for sipping a little more tea with
guys. Marge is responding to y'all's president posting that he was pulling his endorsement. Let's look at what she's saying over there on X. Marge said, President Trump just attacked me and lied about me. I haven't called him at all, but I did send these text messages today. Apparently, this is what sent him over the edge. The Epstein files. Later on in the post on X, she puts the 2 text messages at the bottom. Hold on, though. She goes on to say, and of course, he's coming after me hard to make an example to scare all the other Republicans before next week's vote to release the Epstein files. It is astonishing, really, how hard he's fighting to stop the files from coming out, that he actually goes to this level. But most Americans wish he would fight this hard to help the forgotten men and women of America who are fed up with foreign wars and foreign causes. She goes on to say that people are going broke trying to feed their families and are losing hope of ever achieving the American dream. She then goes on to say that is what she voted for. She says, I have supported President Trump with too much of my precious time, too much of my own money, and fought harder for him, even when almost all of the other Republicans turned their back and denounced him. That's a fact. I can concur. She says, but I don't worship or serve Donald Trump. That's new. I worship God. Jesus is my savior, and I serve District GA 14 and the American people. I remain the same today as I've always been, and I will continue to pray this administration will be successful because the American people desperately deserve what they voted for. All right, Marge, I see you, girl. Here's the text messages that she's referring to that she and y'all's president, King Kank, shared. You guys could pause to read. Things are heating up, y'all. Stay tuned because y'all already know I'm going to keep y'all posted. If you're not following the Watch TV page, make sure you follow for all of your timely...
Trump is making a very public example of Marjorie Taylor Greene in order to scare all the other Republicans who are considering voting to release the files out of doing it. That's the whole point of this. He wants them all to know it doesn't matter how loyal you've been. It doesn't matter how hard you've ridden for him. He will do this to you publicly and all over every platform if you don't support him on everything he asks you to. And I don't understand how they're not questioning why he doesn't want these files released. Why are they piling on her instead of being like, yo, if you're not in them, if you're not in there, if it's all, if it's all Democrat.
Round one, fight. Donald Trump and Marjorie Taylor Greene are going at it. We all knew this breakup was going to happen when Donald Trump didn't want Marjorie Taylor Greene to run for governor or senator. As we all know, Donnie Boy has been spiraling since it came out that he'd be giving fellatio to Bill Clinton, and now he has finally said he is withdrawing his support for Marjorie Taylor Greene. He goes on to say is all she does is complain, and she needs to be primary because she's going farther to the left and not serving her people. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, being the grifter that she has seen the writing on the wall of Donald Trump and he's a lame duck president and has no future for her or the party, and she has been slowly pushing herself away, and she's like, I care a lot about the Epstein files, or she's been taking stance against the Republican Party so she can hope to win again. She goes on to say, I serve Jesus. I do not serve Donald Trump. And she wants to put America first and her people first. And for Donald Trump to get this flippant over these Jeffrey Epstein things, the writing is on the wall is what she said. And as you know, going to war with Donald Trump is pretty courageous at this point. But the fact that someone in the party is able to do this and challenge it, it also gets to the point how many other Republicans are going to start to distance themselves from Donald Trump, or how many Republicans are going to go with this sinking ship.
Breaking news. Donald Trump has just broken up with Marjorie Taylor Greene. And you know it has to do with Epstein, right? This is bad. Over there on Truth Social, he just posted this. I am withdrawing my support and endorsement of Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene of the great state of Georgia. Over the past weeks, despite my creating record achievements for our country, including a total and complete victory on the shutdown, closed borders, low taxes, no men and women's sports or transgender for everyone, ending DEI, stopping Biden's record-setting inflation, biggest regulation cuts in history, stopping 8 wars, rebuilding our military, being respected by every country in the world, as opposed to being the laughingstock, and we were just 12 months ago, having trillions of dollars, record-setting, invested in the USA, and having created the hottest country anywhere in the world from being a dead country just 12 months ago, and so much more. All I see wacky Marjorie do is complain. Complain. It seems to begin when I sent her a poll stating that she should not run for senator or governor. She was at 12% and didn't have a chance, unless, of course, she had my endorsement, which she wasn't about to get. She has told many people that she is upset that I don't return her phone calls anymore. But with 219 congressmen/women, 53 U.S. senators, 24 cabinet members, and almost 200 countries, and an otherwise normal life to lead, I can't take a ranting lunatic's call every day. I understand that wonderful conservative people are thinking about primarying Marjorie in her district of Georgia. that they too are fed up with her and her antics. And if the right persons run, they will have my complete and unyielding support. She has gone far left, even doing The View with their low IQ Republican hating anchors. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again. You see what happens when you defect from the cult MAGA? Your dear leader banishes you from the kingdom and withdraws his support. In other words, he's leaving you to the wolves. Good job, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Good job. The road to recovery is a long one, I'll be honest with you, because you left a trail of devastation, but you know what this means, right?
The truth is that Marjorie Taylor Green, anything you guys called her, that lady has literally, I've been watching most of her videos, blah blah blah. That lady has literally not support black people. Yeah, that lady is a big fan of MAGA. The reason why she is falling out right now is because she has seen different reasons why she needs to join the black community. She have seen different reasons and she is preparing ahead of 2028. I don't care. That is what I see. She have literally seen it that even if she keeps standing with these people, they don't have any space for her. The time that they have actually used her has passed. So the only thing she can now do to make herself comfortable is for her to try to buy blacks. We cannot be bought. I can't support Marjorie Taylor Greene and I can't support the orange man either. But I want to say a very big thank you to the orange man for making them see reasons why their eyes need to be opened. I want to say a very big thank you to the orange man for putting that needle in their boards, for them to see that black people has literally been saying these things over and over again. I feel like the orange man is one of the worst punishments to happen to these magas. Because by the time you think you are by his side and then you just slide and make just small move, he just sweep you off as if you never existed. And he has been doing this to a lot of his folks, but they're not coming into realization. They're not coming into realization. Honestly, another person I can't wait for him to get this, although he's already getting it gradually, but he has not really, the fafo has not really entered for me is Ben Shapiro. Like you see, all of them that has literally put their hands together and not listening to the cry of black people and not listening to every single thing, but now they are coming out and they think because they are talking about the Epstein files or blah blah blah, we are going to clap for them and be like, yeah, that's good. You guys are supporting. We are not. You have been on that lane, just be there, let's be doing our thing. You can see from even the reaction, a lot of people are laughing and mocking at the same time. And of which this is just the best news ever. And that is why I started with my amazing laugh. Whenever the going is good, they will go. Whenever the going is bad, they will not be looking for black community. Everybody, black people are the only rescuer. 2028 election is coming, so everybody's trying to prepare his house. Everybody's trying to gather whatsoever he or she can gather so that, yes, black people can massively come out for them. I don't know about you that is watching me as a black person, but you see Marjorie Taylor Greene, honestly, whatsoever issue she have with the orange man, then she go the hell sort it out. That is the only advice I can give her. Like I don't even have any other sympathy for her. They should go and sort out their mess. They should go and sort out their cry. They should go and sort out every single thing that has literally made them to be having ups and downs. Because we, the black community, are not ready to help anybody or to support any of them. The only time I can support is when I know that you're always coming for my community and now the orange man is coming for you. Then I can say something and support you. In fact, even if it's meant for us to be bringing out protests on different aspects, I can do that. But for someone like her, I'm sorry. If you as a black person see me as a bad person and you are like, I don't have sympathy for this woman, I don't know. That's the point I am right now, not having sympathy for people that never care about the black community. That's the stage I am. Honestly. Anyways, let me know what you think in the comment section. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. If you have not subscribed, subscribe, like this video, drop me your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share for every other person to get this good news. And yes, guys, with that being said, with no further ado, I do Adula Kolese in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one. Let me know what you think, your honest opinion, because for me, I'm still laughing and I'm going to laugh. I'm going to continue to laugh over and over again because they never saw us as people that are important, except now. I don't care. Like, they should do their thing, settle their thing. And that's my take. With no further ado, I love you guys. Mwah. See you in my next one. Bye bye.